Atlanta was the scene of a college reunion between Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon, and sixth place in the East was at stake. In the first quarter, Alonzo Mourning's hustle on the offensive glass leads to a jam and a 35-all deadlock. Dominique Wilkins displays his usual flair. Despite a 21-point first-half outburst, the Hawks trailed 61-59 at the break. Neek's short jumper in the lane was the finishing touch to a 41-point performance, and it knotted the game at 104. With less than 30 seconds to play, Larry Johnson spins past Kevin Willis to the baseline and converts the front end of a three-point play as Charlotte marches through Atlanta and into the 6th seed with a 110-107 victory over the Hawks.
The Chicago Bulls don't want the trophy to get away, but they're finding the going tougher this year as they try to repeat again. Bulls and Hornets playoff bound on TNT. Along with Hubie Brown, this is Bob Neal from Charlotte, North Carolina, where tonight in the Coliseum, the defending world champion Chicago Bulls take on the young Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets have made the playoffs for the first time in their 5-year franchise history. And I don't know whether to call this the last of our TNT regular season telecast or the first of the playoffs, because this game has such playoff implications for both of these basketball teams. For the defending world champion Chicago Bulls, they are locked in a titanic struggle with the New York Knicks for the best record in the East. You see New York playing at Philly tonight, where Philly has an early lead on New York. Hubie Brown, how important is it, worth all the sweat and the blood and the tears for these Knicks and Bulls for that home court advantage?
Oh, absolutely, Bob. If you're the New York Knickerbockers, you need it for your confidence. Now, in my opinion, they should try all their power to win this evening and then come back on the road tomorrow night at Milwaukee. If New Jersey cooperates and slips and they get that 5th spot, they would much rather play Boston. You come in 6th, you have Cleveland. You come in 7th or 8th, New York or Chicago. They would be extremely heavy underdogs, and it would be difficult for them to survive the first round.
Starting matchups.
Major problem for Charlotte, Newman on Pippen, and then how about Armstrong trying to control Muggsy Bogues tonight? I think those are very interesting matchups.
Question 2 is the ailing Bill Cartwright, who has missed so much of this season with injury, against the young Alonzo Mourning, who's having a whale of a year, was NBA Player of the Week just last week. Cartwright gets the tip to B.J. Armstrong.
That left hand. I realize he got by Billy that time.
Jordan drains the 18-footer. Michael Jordan was out here at 6 o'clock practicing free throws. He missed a couple of big to get the rebound.
Now here's where they are tough. They have 5 guys. They all can run.
Alonzo Mourning in the paint. It's the Bulls trailing the Hornets 6-4.
Nice.
To Horace Grant.
Big key tonight, Bob. Both teams must take care of their
Pippen gets a rest. Coming up at halftime, the Reebok halftime report. Bonus coverage of the Orlando, New Jersey Shaquille backboard thing, and the Knicks as well. All kinds of important games around the league. Ernie will have it all for you at halftime. Stripped away, Bulls run 4-on-4. Trent Grant, offensive rebounding machine. Jordan off the cut and the jam.
That was beautiful. Now, there's nothing Kendall Gill could do.
Have mistimed bank shot, and the Chicago Bulls have the chance to take the lead, and they do on the monster jam from the speeding Scottie Pippen. That answers the question, how is the Scottie Pippen ankle?
Oh, he looks great.
25 Bulls, 53.9 to go. And this is Tony Bennett, the rookie from University of Wisconsin, Green Bay. Del Curry, 4-3.
Trent Tucker fell that time, coming around the screen. He kind of got bumped, but Del Curry, one of the premier 6 men in the league.
Power move. Very quick moves from Alonzo Mourning. Here is Michael Jordan off the glass.
Did he just jump over the top of the Muggs?
Madison got a piece of that. This Charlotte comeback has come, remember, with Alonzo Mourning on the bench with 2 fouls. That's a 2-shotter by Del Curry.
At the top, we emphasize defense.
Play resumes, 8:05 to go in the first quarter. Hornets leading at 10-8. Bob Neal, Hubie Brown with you from Charlotte Coliseum. And now Jordan is open.
Well, Jordan is wide open because
Tucker.
See a lot of movement, but nothing has happened.
Tucker, the 3-point ace over Curry.
They'll both be out there looking for the easy score.
Newman and Gill, Mourning, Bogues, and Johnson. Alonzo Mourning, hard to the hoop.
He does that extremely well, and what you must do is force him to that left hand.
Somebody to give him an offensive spark here. They've got some scorers in Gill and Newman. And this man, Larry Johnson. Tough inside move.
Big time move. That was sheer brute strength. The basket, Bogues is doing an excellent job on him, and he has him so far out on the offense.
Newman saw that he had position and gives it to Mourning. Newman was in front of Mike. This is Charlotte's biggest lead, 7 points.
Give it up.
Nobody will catch Bogues.
That's right.
Now a lead of 9. Charlotte has matched Chicago's. Johnson kept it alive for Bogues. Johnson with the offensive board and the putback. Larry Johnson. Johnson and Mourning were named co-most valuable players for the Charlotte Hornets this year in ceremonies preceding tonight's game. The biggest game, Miami and Washington, 64-52.
And Miami's lost 5 in a row. Yeah.
It's big to them. You got that right.
Down there, you know, the people are quite discouraged. They've had a number of injuries.
Gill was the first big draft choice for Charlotte. He came into this franchise and was a player who was leading the way. Then the next year after that, Larry Johnson comes in, steals the spotlight, and becomes Rookie of the Year candidate. And then Kendall Gill sees Alonzo Mourning come in and get all the publicity. And Gill has now moved down and is not a happy camper. Rebounding machine. Jordan off the cut and the jam.
That was beautiful. Now, there's nothing Kendall
gets the missed shot and rings it in. Bulls by 1.
Michael gets an assist like hockey.
Newman. That's a 2.
He can do that. When New York here, and he played in New York, he was an excellent three-point shooter in transition.
Leave it off. Hornets lead by 3 at the half. Charlotte outscores Chicago 15-8 in the last 5 minutes. And now let's go to Ernie Johnson in Atlanta.
All right, thank you, Bob. Folks, coming up on the Reebok halftime report, we're going to check in on the team the Bulls are chasing in the East. The Knicks are playing in Philadelphia tonight. And the latest chapter in the saga of Shaq. He's done it again. After pulling down the goal in Phoenix, he's torn one down in Jersey. Reebok halftime report. Down by 3 to the Hornets as the Reebok halftime report continues. The only way the Magic can make the playoffs is if they win their last 2 games and the Pacers lose their last 2. Tonight, Orlando paid a visit to New Jersey, and as you might expect, all eyes were on Shaquille O'Neal, the big guy in the middle, still trying to get Orlando into the playoffs. Facing Dwayne Shinsis, who's getting some rare time tonight and made it tough on Shaq. But you want tough? Check this out.
Hill puts it on the floor and stops, and he brought it down. He brought the whole goal down.
Made that Phoenix demonstration look like nothing, huh?
3 rebounds and, as you pointed out, 4 turnovers. But the Charlotte Hornets lead it 56-53. Charlotte got 9 from Curry off the bench. The Bulls.
No double team. There comes Michael.
Good pass to Gill.
Gill's story.
And we might point out that the Knicks got the win tonight. That means they lead the Bulls by a game and a half. And what it all adds up to is the Bulls have to win tonight, have to beat the Knicks in New York on Sunday in order to have the home court advantage throughout the Eastern Conference playoffs. It's that simple.
People are not automatic.
B.J. Armstrong out, Darrell Walker in for the Bulls as the Hornets continue to lead by 11. Mourning shows the jumper from 18, and Alonzo has 15.
He can make that.
Kendall Gill says he wants out of Charlotte, wants to play someplace where he can be more of an impact player. Charlotte wants to keep him here.
Oh, I would think so. I mean, you know, they love his talent. They think he has a great future and that he will really, you know, develop as a terrific player.
Big possession there for Charlotte, not to get anything out of it at all.
Oh, great move. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes. Oh, we were closer than Kendall Gill on that play.
Michael is 5 out of 6. Tough shot from Larry Johnson. Turnaround jumper from the UNLV star.
Boy, he looks good
tonight. Did Mourning get a piece of that? Bogues directed kill, and he gets the jam.
Just jump over the top of the Muggs.
I would say so.
Yeah, Muggsy Bogues, 5'3", 144 pounds. Absolutely incredible what he is doing in this leg.
Larry Johnson from the perimeter.
Here it is 21-12 Bulls. Hornets have scored 2 points in the last 4 minutes.
Until then, Kendall Gill.
Purdue again on Mourning as Mourning tries to bounce in, has to kick it out. The open man is Gill.
See, that's there all night.
Went to the left-hand block by Mourning.
Great play.
Beautiful pass from Bogues. The biggest lead of the game. Hornets by 13. Great choice.
All right, they honestly thought that the clock went off.
Jordan beat Gill. That's another monster jam from Michael Jordan. This is the most with the very flat shot punched away by Scott Williams. Pippen. Big jam. Mourning.
It's time.
Michael Jordan baseline. 1 point.
My.
Chicago lead. 17.8 remaining. Under a minute to go.
Got to take the charge here.
Count it! And count it! The foul is on Armstrong. Johnson will go to the line, which would give the Hornets a 1 point. The Bulls are going to call timeout as you look at it again. For a at the free throw line, he's 2 for 2. 3 for 3. Charlotte with a 1 point lead. Here's the pressure. Mourning flailing away in front of Scotty. Stolen! The Charlotte Hornets have upset the Bulls. The Bulls will not be Eastern Conference champions. Charlotte has made a statement tonight, and remember this as the Bulls try for a three-peat. Not since 1977-78 has a team won the NBA championship without being conference champions. The Bulls will not be conference champions in 1993. The Chicago Bulls losing here tonight means one thing to them. It means they don't win the Eastern Conference because the Knicks won. You may not have known that. What did this game make as a statement to you about your ability to play the defending world champions?
It meant a lot. It's a big momentum builder if we have to face those guys in the first round. I mean, those guys, we've beat them here this year, and we've beat them up there in Chicago. So I think that they'll come out playing hard. And the talk around the league is nobody wants to play the Charlotte Hornets in the first round. They call us sleepers, and we'll take it. That's what we want to be, a sleeper.
You might be just...